Iron Bill here, back with another video. Tonight's video is going to be a bit of Gambit play, and I'm going to go ahead and roll that in the background while I talk about other things. I played 3 matches to get my pinnacle, and basically when I started today, what I needed was a helmet drop, and I would have reached the highest power level of the season, which is 1320. And yeah, you know, I've been sitting for a couple of weeks at that kind of 1319 forever phase, and anyone who was a Destiny 1 player remembers Forever 29. Yeah, kind of there. And you know, it's been kind of a tug of war this season, and Bungie tried something this season. I understand why they did it. I'm not sure if it was a great idea in the grand scheme of things, and let me unpack that a little bit while this plays. One of the things that they used to do, that any Destiny 2 player is familiar with, is that every season they would have a 50 point power level jump. And had that been the case, you would have expected this season to go from 1310 to 1360. And Bungie decided that this season they were going to try not doing that. They were just going to jump it up by 10. They were going to cut out a lot of the pinnacle sources and make the grind for those 10 points just take longer. Now, to offset that, what they did is they made power less critical overall in the game, meaning that outside of a couple of activities like a Grandmaster Nightfall or a, I'm going to speed this up a little bit, Grandmaster Nightfall, or maybe Trials of Osiris or something like that, Iron Banner, maybe a little bit, the power didn't matter that much. And I can tell you from experience, even as a mediocre player, that being 10 under for Iron Banner is really no big deal. You know, it's just not that big of a deal. I mean, you feel it, but it's not that big of a deal. If you're a good player, you're going to be fine. You know, even if you're an okay player, a mediocre player, you're going to be okay. You know, you're going to get your stuff done. Trials, yeah, I could see where that would matter. But if you're not a Trials player, and I am not, raids are no problem. You know, Grandmaster Nightfalls can be done. You don't have to be the absolute top power level for that. It does help, but you don't have to. So in the end, yeah, it becomes, why are you beating yourself up? And in particular, since there are fewer pinnacle sources, and oftentimes many of those sources wind up in places where you really don't want to play. Like, for instance, Gambit. I really, of all the things that I could play, this is one of my least favorite things. PvP annoys me, but this I just don't enjoy. There are just aspects of this that, to me, will never, ever appeal. The whole invader thing. I mean, I would be a lot happier if this didn't mix PvP and PvE, if it was just a purely PvE event and you raced against the other team to get things done as fast as possible. I'd probably like it more. But that's not how it is, and it's not what it was designed. And when this was made, this was supposed to be groundbreaking content in that it combined elements of PvE and PvP. And there are people who love it, and I'm glad it exists for those people. I'm not one of those people. And given a choice between doing this and not doing this, this is the last thing that I do every week. I save this until the very end, and you know, if I miss it, it's like, no big deal. But that being said, if in order to get the highest power level and get that 1320, I had to do it. And as it turns out, you know, things worked out for me today. I eventually did get that helmet that I was after, although I didn't get it in Gambit. I got it elsewhere. But I had to take all the sources I could get, because there just aren't that many sources for somebody who's effectively a solo player. Now, I'm not a solo player, and that's the other part of this discussion, and how this all dovetails in, because, you know, I've really been thinking about this a lot. I'm in a clan, and it's a fairly large-sized clan. I mean, it's not one of those mega clans that has several 100-member factions, but it's a good-sized clan, and, you know, nobody's playing right now. I mean, really effectively, nobody's playing. And there are different reasons for that, and it's nobody's fault. But, you know, one of the things I really do believe contributes to that is the fact that power doesn't matter. So if you don't enjoy the activities that you have to do to up your power, and power doesn't matter, then why are you doing those activities? I'm experiencing that feeling myself in this very thing that you're watching right now. I'm just doing this because I want to finish one character to 1320. I don't know that I'll fight through the other 2 characters. I just don't know that I will. You see, with this character, now I can bring all my weapons up to 1320 that I want to, and that's really what I would want to do. And if organically, somehow, by just doing the things that I want to do for the rest of the season, I get another character up to 1320, that's fine. You know, last season, I think it took me right to the very end to get everything up to max. I think I finally did in the last week, got everything up to 1310. I'm not going to sweat it. You know, it's not going to matter that much. And that's especially true for me right now when my clan's really not that active, which means I'm not raiding that much. And so the only thing I'm doing is I'm getting in, logging on, taking care of bounties, and grabbing a few pentacles and stuff that I enjoy doing, and then I'm getting out. You know, because the social aspect of the game just doesn't exist right now for me. How do you like this other team right now? Do you ever get the feeling that people just show up to collect their pentacles? Like what I'm talking about right now? That other team is not even actively trying. And I don't think they invaded a single time in this particular episode. And I don't know if we invaded or not. You know, if they leave me alone, I leave them alone. That's kind of the way I handle it. If they start invading a bunch, eventually I get angry enough that I'll go ahead and go ahead and do it, even though it's against my best interest, which is just let it get over with as fast as possible. That's really the thing. I'm not chasing any quests right now that require me to get a single kill or dunk a single moat. I'm just playing on autopilot right now. That's all I'm doing. So that said, I don't know what I want Bungie to do next season with regards to the power level. I think in some respects this has been a failed experiment. Now, that's not to say that they couldn't do this, but I think they're going to have to do some tweaks in order to make that work better, and to keep people engaged in content. You know, the mistake I think they keep making is they feel like they need to force people or funnel people through content that they don't like. And, you know, there's inherently a problem there that, you know, seems to be the 400-pound gorilla sitting in the room, and that is you've got content that people don't like. How about funneling them through it by making it something they like? You know, what a novel idea. Instead of saying, okay, yeah, we know you don't like this stuff and it's fundamentally broken, but we're going to, you know, put some quests in here that make you go through that anyway so that our numbers are sustainable. I don't know. I'm old school on this, and I always feel like give the customer what they want. And if the customer is saying we don't like a particular game mode or the way it's behaving right now, then work on it. And I'm not a big PvP guy, you know, but when you think about where that's at right now, and they've gone what, almost 2 years without any real new maps and any real new changes. I mean, I got a feel for those guys. I don't know why anybody's hanging around in that, honestly, because I used to think this game was built around PvP. And, you know, I don't think that anymore. The game is definitely, it ignores PvP for the large part. Now, we get nerfs every now and then because of PvP, and our most recent nerf on some of our weapons and armor were a direct result of the impact that they were having on PvP, stasis in particular, but it was justified. You know, honestly, I understand, and it had to happen. But that being said, I don't know why anyone puts themselves through PvP right now, given the lack of support for that, other than people being funneled through it because of the desire to get other things, either reach your power cap or get weapons that require that you, or ornaments that require that you do it. Now here I am, I get dumped into something. This is interesting. The other team already has a primeval. It's late in the match. Clearly, my team here is not interested in playing at all. It's another one of those things, and I probably got dumped in on something similar to what I just played from the other viewpoint. And I figure I'm going to go in here and invade. I'm at least going to try to go get a kill. Because I was thinking at the time, I don't even know if this match is going to count for me if I don't do something, if I don't kill something. So I saw my team wasn't going to invade. I went in after it. And lucky for me, it all worked out. And there's my helmet. Yep, I got my helmet in this one. So that's pretty much it for the evening. I'm a little, you know, I'm enjoying the game from the play standpoint. I don't like having to go through things that I don't like, but that's just human nature. I understand it, and I'll support it to a certain level, you know. But I will definitely prioritize the things that I like best, do those, and then work my way down to those things that I don't like. And if I need them at the end of the week, I'll go for them. If I don't, I'll ignore them. You know, and that's kind of the way I play. And I suspect a lot of people do the same thing. But you got to play it the way you enjoy playing. And I was talking to a clanmate today about activity and such, and there are a lot of things out right now, and people have their real lives and all that stuff, and I could probably ask people to come play with me and do that sort of stuff, but I kind of feel like, if people don't want to do this stuff, I don't want to make them do it. We should be doing things together because that's what they want and that's what I want, and I guess where this becomes part of this video is in a broader perspective, that should be true of everyone. You should play this the way you want to, and how much you want to, and how little you want to, and if you don't like something, the surest way to tell Bungie you don't like something is you just don't do it. And if this whole power system thing is a failure, Bungie may need to rethink it. I certainly think they'll have to revise it if they're going to keep it, because I've got a feeling the engagement numbers are not going to be good across the board if my clan is any indication. So that being said, I want to thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm going to try to post on the more regular. I don't know if I would rate this as a positive or a negative. I guess it was more of a critique. And I love this game. I've played it since it came out. And I'm talking Destiny 1, obviously, and I'm a big fan of the franchise, and I want to continue playing, but I will tell you right now, this is kind of a dry spot, and sometimes it's difficult to find the motivation to play. So, I will say this though, the expunge stuff I really like. I really do like that, and that's a solo challenge, trying to hit the timer on that. I normally don't like timed events, but I like that. And finding faster and more unique ways to get through it. And I know I could get online and I could find videos that would tell me how to do stuff. And I kind of like to figure stuff out myself, though. And although last week I think I was inspired by a video, so, we all have our frustration levels. Anyway, I can find ways to still enjoy the game. I hope you can too. So, and I hope every now and then when I put something out, it's helpful in some way. So if you enjoyed this, please leave a like, subscribe. I got 2 new subscribers this week. Who knows? Maybe I'll hit a 200 someday. Anyway, subscribe if you want, don't if you won't. I do this for fun. I enjoy it. I hope you enjoy watching. So anyway, with that, this is Iron Bill thanking you for watching and signing out.